Son and I got to play another game together, and I won this one. Maybe he let me win. I don't know. He won the first game, and quite nicely, and so I won the second. And so this is my grandson Isaiah, and he's brooding tree on chess.com, and I'm Dr. Chess 999 on chess.com. And this is Kevin Bench, a PhD in information technology. I go by Dr. Bench in class, and Dr. Chess on the channel. Thank you for watching. And this is I got the live feed video, but I'm having trouble editing it. I'm not real skilled at editing yet. I'll get that way. But at the moment, it's kind of a challenge for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put the game analysis up here first, and then I'll put the live feed up at a later time. So at this moment is the analysis of the game, and let's get to it. So I'm white, and he's playing black. These are the breakdown of the games and or the moves, etc. Best moves about the same, excellent about the same, good. He's a couple more than me. Each of us had 2 book moves right off the bat. Some inaccuracies, mistakes, etc. But it was a really fun game. Make sure you can see everything. I believe you can. So this is just a still shot that I grabbed of Isaiah that we can put up here and go from there. So here we go, which is a king's pawn up. My actual opening is closer to a Guicco-Piano Italian Game. So there's a combination of those 2 openings with modern development. So that's how you can think of my particular opening. So that's his move, which is a book move, and then mine is a book move. I think those are the last 2 book moves. Now, he has the Caro-Kann defense. He loves that, and he's very skilled with it and understands it well. So my answer to that was to put a bishop here and protect against that pawn, depending on what he wants to do. He puts the other pawn up really good, so that it creates more problem for me to try to figure out what to do. So I put my knight up, but that leaves me the risk of having this pawn come here. If this pawn comes here, forks my bishop and my knight. So all he'd have to do is protect this square, which would be pretty easy to do. I couldn't come there, of course, but there's a way he could do that and protect the square if he just. But anyway, he didn't do that, and so he put his bishop to protect this pawn, which is good because I would have taken it. It was a freebie. And then I castled, which was considered good. Castling at a proper time is important. If you castle at the wrong time, you can stop your forward momentum of the game. So you'd prefer not to do that if you could avoid it. It's a good move. So I moved my queen here, and that's considered a not a good move. But I wanted to get everything out of the way. I wanted to get this bishop out somehow. So I was working on some way to get the bishop out, and I was thinking of protecting this pawn while I moved my my bishop out of the way. So he puts his knight there. I move my pawn up because I don't want this space to be available for the bishop. And that's really important to me because it seems to cause me a lot of trouble when the bishop comes here, and then I'm going to lose my knight and mess up my pawn structure, which I don't care for. So he puts his knight there, threatening my queen. Move my queen out of the way. Notice that I moved on the same color. Normally, you want to move your queen on the same color that she was checked in by the knight, because if I had moved down here and the knight was able to move here, it put my queen in check again. But if you move on the same color, it doesn't happen that way. So I moved on the same color. So now he's threatening my knight, but my queen is on the same square, plus my knight is on the same. My pawn is also protecting my knight. So I'm good to go. Let's see what happens next. I threaten his bishop. Notice had I had this pawn up, he wouldn't have been able to advance here. So that's one reason I put these pawns up real routinely. Not always, but pretty routinely. So he goes back. That was a good move. And I move here because I'm going to try to go up here and mess up these pawns and see what I can do with that. He moves here, which threatens my knight. I have to do something with my knight. So options I have are to go here, or to go here, here, and here, and here. Those are all the options. Look at how powerful the knight is, how many different places he can go. Now, some of those places have trouble, some don't. This one here is at risk of the pawn both ways, so there's no point in going there. This one is free, but I don't like getting so far away from the center of the board if I can help it. This one here was probably what I did. I'm not sure. Let's go see what I did. Nope, I went over there. That's fine. It was considered the best move. But had I moved here, we could have just traded knights. So he castled, and now we both castled. And that's questioned by chess.com because there's probably something better that he could have done. He could have moved his queen down here probably and begin to drive forward to cause trouble with my pawn structure, etc. I don't know what they considered a better move. But chess.com is based on a ton of databases for many, many chess games, and of course Stockfish is their AI for chess. So anyway, that was a good move. I thought it was a good move. I want to get my stuff off the back. Moves his knight there. That's considered a good move. He's developing his pieces, getting them off the back row. And I move my bishop here to protect this knight, and that gives me freedom for my queen. So what he wants to do next. Moves his pawn up. That's good. And I move my pawn up here, which was terrible because I think I lose a knight. I do. I lose a knight for nothing. I overlooked an opportunity to win a queen by trapping a piece. So I messed up. So actually, this was a miss. I didn't realize it. I can't imagine. I guess the higher, the more advanced you get. I don't know how advanced you'd have to be to actually see that. But chess.com's database says this overlooks an opportunity to win a queen by trapping a piece. So, not sure how that could have been the way it was. I don't see it. So maybe I will. So I get my queen out at least, and that's considered a mistake. And you gave up a bishop? Yes. Well, I didn't, because he moved there. So then I move here, which I shouldn't have done. I should have got my bishop out of the way. And he threatens my my queen. I go here, which is still a mistake. my bishop is there at risk. Oh, you took it. Maybe he was hoping that my queen would get where he could fork my king and my queen and king. But I moved there to get out of trouble. But good grief, I've lost two pieces now. He's up a bishop and a knight. He's up +5. I have a pawn. So that's a lot of trouble there. A lot of hardware. Pieces. Right there he goes there, which is huge. I go there, which is considered a good move, and then next I can take this pawn, and so that's obviously very good. I don't know what he does next, but he goes there. So, I can't take the pawn. There we go. So that goes up here. Considered a good move. Not the best move, but not bad either. But I had in mind maybe moving here, and then I could take this up here and do something. I wasn't sure. Depends on what he did. He'll be executing a plan, and I'm not sure what plan he's going to execute, but I'm certainly in trouble here. Of course, I can't take this pawn because this queen is on this square. So I move here to trade. Oh, he moves there to trade, sorry. And I go here, and that's really good because it enables me to take his knight. If he takes my bishop, then I'm going to take his knight. Let's see what happened. I don't really remember. So he goes there. Wow. So now nothing has really changed. I think I take his bishop. Nice. Then he goes there. I go there. It takes there, but I didn't realize that when he took there, he'd be protecting this knight, which, means I can't take it. I go put my king down, so it's no longer so easy to cause trouble for my king. He takes another free pawn, so look, he's up 4 points. And I've got 3 pawns and 2 pieces. He's got 3 pieces, so I'm kind of catching up a little bit. It's not too much. But I put my rook there to protect this pawn. He was going to come. He could have, and he could still take this pawn with his knight. But if he does that, and I think maybe he does that. Yeah, he does. Okay. So now all I have to do, if I put this here, and then I can go there, he's lost another piece unless he can protect it. So that is fantastic. See what he does. Yeah. So I did that, and chess.com has something better that I can do. Could have threatened his knight and got it out of the way, but as far as I'm concerned, his knight isn't causing much trouble here. So I just assume leave him there because he has to be protected by the queen, and I want to get this knight. So he moves that there, and that. What did he take? He took my queen. I took my queen. So did I really see that? No clue. So then I take his queen. I'm not sure I actually saw that move, to be honest. But he puts his knight up. So this knight, notice how the power of the knights. This knight is protecting that square and this square and this square and this square and this square. Square. So that's all the places that knight can go. Now let's look what this one can do. This one can go here, and also here, and here, and here, and here, and there, and there. Look at all that. That's all the places that those two knights can go. I know some of it's an overlap, but still, that is a very dangerous area for anybody to try to traipse in when there's that much stuff that can be taken by those two knights. I think the knight's a very powerful piece. So I go back here to protect my king. I think the last game I lost because I wasn't protecting that row very well, so I was bound and determined not to lose that way this time. So he comes down here, so what should I do? I just go ahead and take his rook. Why not? So then he has 3 pieces. If I'd thought of it, I probably wouldn't have done that, but it seemed like the right thing at the spur of the moment. Now I think I'm going to march my pawns up to try to get a queen. See how I do with that. He moves here. That's considered it's not a mistake, but not the best move. So then I'm advancing my. He puts this. So now I'm at risk of checkmate. Really, if he had been able to put a knight here, maybe 2 knights. If he had this knight here, he could have gone there. I would have taken. He could have done. Well, it wouldn't have been checkmate. Never mind. It wouldn't have been checkmate. All right. So he puts his. He's going to go for a queen as well. And so that's that. And so all I can do is take that. And he goes, he's going to mess with that square, see what he can do. So I see if I can get a queen. So I put him in check with my, that's just a good easy way. That I couldn't have gone here really to protect the piece, not as well. There's other things that could have happened, but this made it where he went down. Then I got a queen, so I took a knight. Great, I'm a knight ahead. I mean, I'm not as far behind. I'm only three points behind now. Okay, so he begins to look for the queen again. So I go here. He can't go up here because that would put him in check. And if he goes here, I'm just going to take his pawn. And let's see, he can't get close enough to, he would have to be here. So, I mean, I'm not sure how we would have to get there. So I would go here, and then, no. I'm not sure how he would go. So the way I backtrack, if he was here, he could be protecting that pawn. So how could he get there? Oh, he could go here, and then there. Okay, so 2 moves he'd be protecting that pawn, but it's going to be too late. Ah, look at that. So I begin to move my pawns up. He moves his down. So, we got trouble. So now I'm going to go see if I can get that pawn. He protects it. But I go here so that I can trade pawns. Yay. That worked. That was not considered a good move. Okay. To me it looked like a really good move. All right, so now he put his knight here. And I put him in check. So I've taken a bunch of pawns all at once. I'm still 2 behind, but I'm better off than I was. He puts him in check. He has to move. So he moves here, threatens my rook. All well and good. So I move here to continue working on this pawn. And he goes here with his knight. And I'm going to go up and see what I can do. He moves there to get that pawn. So if he goes to get that pawn, and I get that one, we're kind of good off. What he should have done, though, is just go up there with his knight and taken it. He just wasn't thinking. He was concerned. Look at that time he had, 34 seconds. I had 1 minute and 34, but still it was getting down to the wire. He's used to thinking about games a long time. He's really, really, really good. So I think it's to my advantage to do a timed game. All right. So I take the pawn. And he can't take my pawn because, I don't know why. He should have taken my pawn. But I take his knight. So now he can take my pawn, and he does. So I put him in check. He goes there, which is a bad move. The very next move is checkmate. See if you can spot it before I did. I'm going to move this pawn up. He's going to be in check, and then this rook has all those squares in check. And then this pawn and that pawn has the other 2. That's it. So he's completely stuck in check. 1 move later, I didn't see it. To me, it was a surprise. I thought, well, I'm going to fork his king and his rook, and I'm going to get his rook. That wasn't the case. He would have been checkmate. So we were both surprised. He had 23 seconds left. He's extremely mindful of the time. And I had him at 18, so we're both extremely mindful of the time. But that was a win. So, I don't know, kind of a sloppy win. It was really, really fun. I highly recommend playing real games. So, what I recommend is playing a ton of games with some application. 247 Chess is a great site. Chess.com has a ton of bots you can play. Chess Titans is my practice board of choice. I just love it. I've been playing it for years, a long time. It's free on Windows 7. Anyway, that was a great game. I thought it was a great game. I saved it. And by the way, if you save a game, you can save it in a PGN format. And once you do that, you can open it with a text editor and cut and paste it into a chat bot, like ChatGPT or Bard or Bing or whatever. And they can analyze your game for you and give you some great ideas, etc. It's really valuable. I've only done it a couple of times, but I really, really enjoyed it tremendously. So this is a great game, and of course my grandson's a great sport. And we had a good time. He loves the game. One of the things he said was, Grandpa, when you lost a piece, you said you were really frustrated. He said, were you really frustrated? And I said, yes, I was. I said, it occurred to me, you don't get frustrated when something bad happens. He said, no, I love the game. I thought, wow, that's really, really good admonition, etc. So I was really impressed with that. So I like that. He loves the game so much. He's not frustrated. He's learning. I want to be the same way. And I think that's certainly the way to be. So thank you for your support. There's no way that I could have any kind of a chess channel without your support. It would be so sad and boring all by myself here. Well, I'm not. You're here. And I ask you to consider, if you think I've earned it, to go ahead and smash the subscribe button and the like button. Leave me a comment, either positive or negative. You got some constructive criticism, great. I had a couple people give me some things, like one person doesn't really like the AI generated thumbnails that I've been putting up, so I'm going to try not putting those up for a while and see if that works. I'll respond to your thoughts, etc. Give it a try. Why not? I don't mind. And either way, I hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you play a lot of good chess. And I know that sometime, as soon as possible, I'll check you later.